Hello everyone, good afternoon, and it's me again. Thank you so much for watching the reflection that I posted on social media yesterday. And today I'm gonna complement it with the second reflection that I have on Dr. Roy W. Laurie Jr.'s book, The Teacher's Heart. So for the second page, he is talking about a fixed heart. So for me, seeing at the title itself, a fixed heart during this generation, during this year or time, it's kind of difficult to really gauge if we're really fixed on something. But all you can see as an evidence are the actions that we do, where we put our time on, and the things that we say. Because if we're only going to rely on the things that a person would say, he could say one thing and would be doing another thing. So, focus at this moment is kind of challenging because there's a lot of things that are distracting us, and sometimes we can lose track of what is very, very important. So, right now, Dr. Roy wrote about a familiar character in the Bible called and named after God's own heart. His name is David. And he's very famous, very familiar, because he defeated Goliath, the giant. And who would not be amazed of what he did when he just used stones and slingshot to defeat the enemy. And because of his courage, he was considered the epitome of courage during that time when everyone were afraid and were discouraged. So he said here that David is our psalmist. So we know him as a shepherd, we know him as a musician. And it was written in Psalms chapter 57 verse 7 that my heart is fixed, O God, my heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise. So this is what he wrote in Psalms when his heart was set upon God, and he was resolute and unwavering about that. Not only did he profess it through words, he also showed it through action. Now, does that mean that he's immune to temptations and sin? No. If you're going to look at the life of David, it's like a chain of all unfortunate, series of unfortunate events actually. From the sin that he had been indulged with until the generational sins that his family ever had. It's kind of tragic actually, but at the same time, this does not mean that David would not sin, even grievously. But it did mean that he was resolved to know God and to walk in his ways, even though he's sinning. He is even called a man after God's own heart, right? So that is God's testimony about David. And we as teachers, our students at every age level needs a teacher. So take note, I'm pertaining to the teacher, not only the classroom teachers, but also homeschooling teachers. If you're teaching your children, if you're teaching your neighbor's children, if you're teaching the neighbor's kids around you, out of school youth, if you're reaching out to all the youth in your community, then you are a teacher. Now, our students at every age level needs a teacher whose hearts are fixed on God. They do. Because during our previous reflection, it says that out of our heart flows the issues of life. Right? That is in Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23. That out of our heart comes the issues of life. Now, if we take our heart and then give it to God and then fix it on God, then we will be, or the learners will have like a North Star. They are stable, and these teachers are giving the right sense of direction to their learners under God in learning what life is about and how it is to be lived. Now, for us to fix on our eyes on God is really an important matter. And for me, I need my heart fixed every single moment of every single day. Whenever I think myself complaining, whenever I think myself discouraged, whenever I think myself not enough for the task that was given to me. So it is very important that we fix our hearts on God. Now, to contrast it, teachers whose hearts are not fixed upon God can never tell their students what Paul said to his followers before. And Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 1 that be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. So that means that in following Paul, they were in reality following Jesus Christ because he is becoming an imitator of Christ. So to be in step with Paul was to be in step with the Lord during that time. And during this generation, students in step with a teacher who is out of step with God are themselves out of step with God. Now, that is like an awakening for all of us. It should be a wake-up call for all of us and a clear principle to every Christian teachers around the community or around your circle or around the world. So whoever is listening to this, we should always have a fixed heart on God. So if your heart wants to sing praises to the Lord, sing praises to the Lord. If your heart wants to give praise to the Lord, if your heart wants to be abased in front of Him, crying, weeping, praying, petitioning, interceding, then so be it. Once you do the things that are required of God in your quiet moments, your heart will never be so difficult to declare it aloud in the crowd or with another's company. You will never be ashamed, and you will always sing praise, and your heart will always be filled with the things of the Lord. It's blessing me right now because having a fixed heart means focus. Now, how can we focus in a time where focus is taken away from us? We should form a habit of addressing the physical need of the body to hunger for the Lord. Because, mind you, I feel moments when I feel like I'm very dry, just like when the body needs water and the body knows that you're thirsty, so your hand will automatically get a glass and fill it with water for you to drink. Your body involuntarily needs water and you act on it. And it's kind of amazing how the body responds to the need of how the body responds to the need for itself to survive. And so should we with the Lord. So when we fix our heart on the Lord, and if we need prayer, if we need focusing, if we need quiet times, if we need that 1 second, 1 minute just to channel ourselves back to the Lord, take that moment. Take that moment. It doesn't have to be in an ocean or you're in a view where everything is so quiet. Well, it works on other people, but there are people like us, moms, whose demand of work at home is kind of unlimited. And I'm so blessed to have a husband that's really supportive of me, and he's doing a lot of things that are beyond my imagination, and he's allowing me to have my heart fixed all the time. And whenever I confess, he's my accountability partner, and he would tell me, relax, you rest, talk to God, let me know what he says, and we would talk about God. It's amazing that you have an accountability partner, and it's also nice to have a fixed heart on the Lord. Grab every moment that you can to fix your heart on God, so that when you teach, you know that you will look at those learners and let them glorify the Lord and not you. So that's a wonderful thing to know. It's not always about you when you're a teacher, it's always about God. Because without Him, we cannot do anything. So that's my encouragement for you for today, and it's a really big reflection for me. Thank you, and continue to have a fixed heart. Have a great day. Bye.